Hey guys, today I want to show you how I got the animation rigging working in the networking or in the network. So here you can see the player head looks always at the target, and also if I'm aiming, the gun is pointing always to the right side. And if you can see on the right side here, there I have another client or the host, and you can see that the head movement is also tracked over the network. And I think this is very, very nice. Also, the aiming is tracked. So you can see it on the right, and also it's working on the left on the other client, also the aiming. So how I did this? I first made an aim debug sphere, which is the target the head is heading. And there I added the network object and also the client network transform. For syncing, you only sync the position. This is all you need here, but it's very important that you use client network transform because the client itself needs to be able to adjust the position of the debug sphere, because normally only the server can adjust transform positions. So in the code, it's actually simple. First of all, you need to spawn the debug sphere itself. So, and that is a server RPC, because only the server can spawn game objects. So here is the method. I use this to get extra options, which allow me to add the sender client ID. This is important. So the object itself gets connected to the client. Otherwise, the object will spawn and you can't, you don't know in the scene which debug sphere needs to be added to the player objects. That was a problem I was facing. So use this, and then you can receive the sender client ID. Yeah, and then you can instantiate it normally, and then you can get the component and spawn with ownership, and then you can set up the client ID. So yeah, so it's spawned, and then here you can see joining again with the client. And here in the sphere, you can see here the ownership is at the client at the moment. On the other sphere of the other player here, you can see there is no ownership. So yeah, the server one, there's no ownership, and because I spawned it with ownership of this player, it's working here. Okay, so we spawned it, we have an ownership, and now we need to connect it to the player. And I did it by, let me show you. Here in the update method, because I first wanted to do it in the start method after spawning it, but the spawning takes some time, so you can't put it right here. I made it in the update method. I'm looking at the look at target, which I want to set. If it's not set here, then, or if it's not set yet, it looks in the scene here if there are some objects with the tag debug sphere. Oh, that I forgot. You need to set the debug sphere tag. Otherwise, you won't find it. I used it. This shows us use here a tag, and then you press the plus button, debug sphere, and then you can find it by code, or you can search the scene. Here you make an just an array. In the array, you save the debug spheres, and then you go through each debug sphere in the scene, and then you can compare the owner client ID. That is because that is why it's so important to spawn it with the right client ID, and then you can compare it. And if your client ID is equal to the client ID of the debug sphere or of the player, then you can say, okay, this player needs to look at that debug sphere. Yeah, and then it's connected, and you can activate the rig. Yeah. Also, you need to rebuild the rig of new spawned objects, but that is a different thing. So yeah, keep in mind that if you are in the network and you want to use rigs, you need to add the source of the rigs itself. So hard to explain, but I will show you here. When you spawn here, the source objects of the rig, they are not set. And you need to set it by code. And that is why here you can see it. I made a new weighted transform array. Then you add the look at target transform. That is the debug sphere in my case. And you needed to add it here by code, the source objects. So these are the source objects. Here I add them. And after that, it's very important that you rebuild the rig builder. First, disable the animator, then rebuild the rig builder like this, and then enable the animator again. Yeah. And this is how you get it done. I hope this video helped, and have a nice day.